What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, back with the Heroes of SummerSlam. This time I'll be reviewing the history of the Beast Incarnate himself, Brock Lesnar. Now, the reason why Brock Lesnar is even considered to be a hero of SummerSlam was because of his showcase. Because he has either been the best match of the show or the second best match in the show, despite what happened last year. Now, Brock Lesnar has a pretty short amount of matches, but they're all been pretty great in my opinion. Even the weakest one, I still think it's sort of passable. So there's that, and yeah, let's kick it off because in 2002, that's when he debuted at SummerSlam, and he debuted well. First of all, he's in the main event. And he won the WWE Championship. I mean, you don't go better than that. He beat The Rock, of all people. The Rock is easily one of the most charismatic guys out there and the most talked about guy today. So the fact that Brock Lesnar beat The Rock on that in that short amount of time, because he debuted the night after WrestleMania 18. So let's look at that. March, April, May, June, July, August. It took him 6 to 7 months. He became King of the Ring. He never won a championship, but he's been absolutely great. So Brock Lesnar just killed it. And they didn't even drop the ball with this guy. They pushed this guy to the moon now. And I'm glad that they did, because now without that, Brock Lesnar wouldn't have been the star that he is today. So kudos for that. And this match just showed a lot. And he became the youngest ever WWE champion of all time. If you want to count World Championship, that will go to Randy Orton, who may or may not talk about in the Heroes of SummerSlam. Just saying. 2003 though. 2003 he had a really good match with Kurt Angle, continuing the feud between these two guys. This time, Brock turning heel, and Kurt Angle turning face. It was just a good turn, and it was a good version for him. And 2003 was not that great for SummerSlam. I mean, all of these matches besides this one was pretty Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar stole the show in this match, and they had a fantastic match that you should definitely go watch. One of their weaker matches, but also one of their most underrated ones out there. And Kurt Angle beating Brock was good for business, because now this is a time where 50-50 booking actually did work. Kurt losing at WrestleMania, Brock losing at SummerSlam. Now it's up to the test. When are they going to fight next? And this time they did it in an Iron Man match on some SmackDown September episode, I believe. September 18, I want to say, or 19th of 2003. So that was just great booking itself. So I really dig that. Ooh, yeah, dig it. But yeah, that was great for them to do. So I really appreciated that part of the match. Now, as far as the rest of Brock Lesnar's career goes in SummerSlam, he ain't shown up since for a while, because he started training for UFC. But then in 2012, he came back the night after WrestleMania. He beat John Cena. He beats the crap out of John Cena. Granted, he loses the match for whatever reason, but Triple H, says that, what, just because you're here, you still have to be treated like everybody else. You don't have to be this guy that just gets everything just because your name is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar got mad. He hits Triple H in the Kimura lock, and that leads to Triple H and Brock Lesnar building up all the way to SummerSlam. You don't get that as much anymore. One of the few good things they did in the PG era, right? Yes, Brock and Triple H stole the show at SummerSlam 2012. Now, a lot of people don't like this match. And I get why. Because there was a part where they did slow it down a little bit, and it wasn't as hardcore as we all expected, even though it was a no disqualification match. But they did their hardest. Because Triple H at this point was kind of slowing down. You could tell. He had a better match with Daniel Bryan like 2 years later, but that's about it. So, yeah, I could tell Triple H was slowing down, but Brock Lesnar did the best he could, and he hits Triple H with the Kimura lock. The build-up to this match was great. The whole Shawn Michaels getting involved, Brock Lesnar destroying Shawn Michaels, that was just great story overall. So I really appreciated that part of the storyline. So there is that. And then, Brock Lesnar said he wasn't going to come back, but he does, just to finish off his feud with Triple H. But as soon as you think that's over with, yes, he comes back, and as a Paul Heyman guy, so was Punk. Punk was also a Paul Heyman guy, so who was the better Paul Heyman guy? I really like this feud a lot. The whole the best versus the beast. I loved it when Brock Lesnar cut the promo. He's like, I want Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I want the best versus the beast. And the moment he said that, I'm like, damn, that shit sounds cool. And then sure enough, we get this match, and it was fantastic. One of my favorite SummerSlam matches ever. One of the last great matches today in the modern era. So that was just great storytelling, great match, just great beatdown. You could tell both guys wanted to beat the crap out of each other. And then Paul Heyman cost CM Punk the victory. And I feel bad because after this, CM Punk ain't done shit great since then. You know, so that's the only bad part about this whole thing, that Punk didn't recover from this. I wish WWE did something great, otherwise he wouldn't have left. So there was that. You know, from there, again, Brock Lesnar has a part-time contract, so he shows up every once in a while. He comes back for the Royal Rumble, getting ready for Mania. He beats Undertaker, so at this point you're wondering, who the hell is is Brock Lesnar what the hell is Brock Lesnar doing next now that he beat the Streak? It's right for him to go for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and sure enough, that's exactly what happens. The World Champion, John Cena. Originally, this was going to be Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. I'm a bit disappointed that we never got this match, but in retrospect, you kind of think about it and you say, yeah, if Daniel Bryan were to have this match with Brock Lesnar, damn, that would have been it for Daniel Bryan, honestly. Because Daniel Bryan led to some huge concussions, huge injuries. It was just bad. So I'm kind of glad that we didn't get it for that reason, but I'm still disappointed that we never got a chance to see the match. But it's all good for Daniel Bryan's health at this point. But John Cena versus Brock Lesnar had a pretty interesting match. You expected both men to try to beat the crap out of each other, but no, it was just Brock Lesnar destroying John Cena. And by the point of it, you're thinking, oh shit, Super Cena's going to come out of nowhere. He's going to hit a FU 1, 2, 3, and that's it, game over. No, that is not what happens. Brock Lesnar beats John Cena after a huge beatdown and the debuting of Suplex City. You know, I like that they hit 16 suplexes just because of the story they were telling of John Cena trying to become a 16-time world champion, which he does eventually break the record at the Royal Rumble 2017, but that's besides the point. At the time, he was only 15-time world champion. He was trying to beat Ric Flair's record, but they hit 16 suplexes specifically. And, you know, Brock and Cena had a pretty good match, even though it's just a squash. And honestly, the best part of the whole show, because 2014 had some misses for the most part. They had a good Reigns-Orton match. They had a pretty solid Lumberjack match, even though it was a bit overrated to my point of view. Stephanie had a good showing against Brie Bella, even though it led to a shit feud between the Bella twins. You know, but, you know, SummerSlam 2014, they tried. They did the best that they could, especially Brock and Cena. And especially with the story that they told. Now, 2015, it was the match too big for WrestleMania. Yes. Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, the rematch. I was like, oh, great. We're going to get Taker and Brock again. Now, the one at WrestleMania 30, while not a bad match, it was pretty damn slow, to say the least. I'm like, damn, Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, this is bad. And honestly, it should have been Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. But then the way that match turned out at Battleground, you're like, oh, okay, I could live without it. But then Undertaker comes back, costs Brock Lesnar his chance to become world champion again. So Brock said, fuck you, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. And they built this match pretty good, better than the WrestleMania match. Because all WrestleMania did is basically say, oh, it's the Streak. Can he win? Yeah. Anyways. Brock and Taker had a rematch, and this match was so much better. If you guys remember my review back in 2015, you guys remember that I really enjoyed this match. It started off strong, and it ended kind of crappy. Brock Lesnar and Undertaker just did the best that they could. They had a really fantastic match. Honestly, if Seth and Cena never happened, I'm pretty sure this match would have been so much better. But there's a part where they hit a F5 on the announce table, breaking Undertaker's rib, but he just got up like nothing. That's just showing the heart of Taker, and these guys just killing it. And I just didn't like the finish. It was so fucking weird. So Brock Lesnar has Undertaker in the Kimura lock. Undertaker taps out, but the bell rings. The referee doesn't see that Undertaker tapped out. He hears the bell. We're all confused. What the hell's going on? They continue the match. Undertaker has Brock Lesnar in the Hell's Gate. And Brock Lesnar knew this was bullshit, so he just throws the middle finger at Undertaker and passes out. And that's basically my feeling with this ending of the match. Besides that, the match was really good. This match was really good. I like the Hell in the Cell match later down in the year, but damn, this one was good, but I just didn't like the ending of the match. That's about it. But aside from that, it was a really good match. So, yeah, there was that. So, Brock Lesnar, for the most part, was stealing the show, or second to stealing the show. 2002, he almost stole the show, but if it wasn't for Shawn and Triple H. 2003 definitely stole the show. 2012 definitely. 2013 hell yes. 2014 yes by default. 2015 almost if it wasn't for Rollins and Cena. That match is really good. But this next match that I'm gonna talk about was a bit disappointing. Even like every other match is like better than this one. I mean, if you actually look at SummerSlam 2016 last year, almost a lot of these matches were better. First of all, Cena and Styles stole that night. I thought Ambrose and Ziggler had a better match than this. Balor and Rollins, despite the shenanigans in 2016 SummerSlam, this was a huge disappointment. You have Brock Lesnar and the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. Two guys that have been working for the most part since the start of their careers, and they have this match. It started off pretty nice with the suplexes and the RKOs, but then it led to a TKO finish with Brock Lesnar beating Randy Orton to death, which led to Orton just bleeding like crazy. This led to Orton joining the Wyatt family just so he could redeem himself in some way, shape, or form. Brock Lesnar, this was originally going to lead to Shane McMahon versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33. And to be honest, I kind of wish we got that match instead of Goldberg and Lesnar, especially with how those matches turned out to be. Because I really don't like Goldberg. If anybody knows me knows that I'm not a big Goldberg fan at all. So there's that. But, you did the best they could. Overall, Brock Lesnar is considered to be a hero of SummerSlam just because of his appearance, his showing, and just his overall great matches that he's had. And he has a pretty good record only for a short amount of matches. He has a total of 7 matches, 5 wins, 2 losses. His worst match for me was the one with Randy Orton, simply because of how disappointing it really was. And then his best match, I mean, you had him face The Rock and for the WWE Championship, which was a big dream match, even though Brock just debuted. Angle and Lesnar had a great match with a great feud leading to it. But to me, it's going to have to go to Punk and Brock Lesnar. One of the best SummerSlam matches ever and one of the best modern matches ever. So I'm going to have to give his best match to CM Punk. That was just a fantastic match. I didn't like the Randy Orton match, which is so disappointing to this day. This year, Brock Lesnar might actually have big competition, and honestly, out of all the matches we're getting at SummerSlam this year, this could easily steal the show. So it shows that Brock Lesnar, no matter what, can always steal the show, whether you put him in one-on-ones, fatal four-ways, triple threats, whatever. This is going to be one of Brock Lesnar's bigger challenges because he's taking on 3 of the biggest names today. Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, and Roman freaking Reigns. 4 beasts who will win. Now, this next guy I'm going to talk about in my SummerSlam series, or Heroes of SummerSlam, will be a guy that I just mentioned in one of Brock Lesnar's matches. So you might know him as the Straight Edge Savior, the best in the world. Some might even know him as the longest running WWE Championship of 2012. From 2011 to 2013, he had a pretty good run. So pretty sure by now you guys guess who it is. So anyways, it's me, the AEL Elite XX Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.